Okay, so if you're anything like me and you've bought multiple planners trying to find the one, this video is going to save you time and money. Because I've tried a few 5-year planners and today I'm finally deciding which one I'm committing to. So over the last few years, I've tested a few different 5-year planners: Sterling Ink, Hobonichi, and Leuchtturm some lines a day. And honestly, I've been inconsistent. Some years I used them, some years I didn't. And I realized the problem wasn't motivation, it was friction. So this year I'm simplifying everything. I want one system that actually works and that I'll stick with for the next 5 years. So comparing the 3 that I have here, let's start with the Sterling Ink. I have it in the B6 and A5. So I use quite a bit of Sterling Ink and I love it. I actually do love these. The paper is beautiful, the grid layout is super clean, and there's tons of space to write. I did use the B6 somewhat consistently in 2024, but then what happened was I dropped off and I didn't use it in 2025. It doesn't come with the year, it comes with clean daily dated, which is great. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of putting all the years in. So for every single entry, you have to write it in yourself. It sounds small, but when you're trying to be efficient and consistent, that tiny step creates friction. And for me, friction means inconsistency. So I also had a gap year. I used a fair bit of 2024, nothing in the next year. I didn't use it in 2025. So now I'm sitting here wondering, do I skip a year? Do I restart? It just seems a little messy. So while I love the design, I don't know if it'll support me long term. I don't find if it supports consistency long term. So this one is going aside. Now the A5 is the size I think I resonate with the most, and I do love it. The A5 is the size I resonate with the most. And with this one, again, I used it a fair bit in 2024, but there's quite a bit of gap pages where I stopped using it. And again, we don't have the pre-dated years. Lots of writing space, which I love. Paper is smooth and crisp. Again, Tomoe River paper, which I love. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'd want to pick this one up again because of that gap year, but I will hold on to it. So that is something that I would consider. I like the soft cover. I just wish it had some pre-dating for the years. That would be ideal. And that takes us to the Hobonichi 5-year. So I did buy this one in 2021 and I used it inconsistently here and there. This one is beautiful in a different way. What this one gives you is the years are already laid out. So here's one. You can see that I have made notes. So 21, 22. So again, I didn't use it for quite often. I wasn't reaching for this one. Again, I was sporadic throughout. And it's slightly different shade from the Sterling Ink Tomoe River paper. It's a little more cream colored. I do prefer the whiter color myself, but this some like because it's softer on the eyes. However, the bleed through on this seemed quite pronounced, and the beautiful part is you only write on the left side, but the right side, which could be your memory keeper, you could highlight a certain special day in one of the years or section it. There's quite a bit of bleed through, quite a bit of ghosting, which is not uncommon for Tomoe River paper. I just found it was distracting. And again, I considered buying this one for 2026 because I've used quite a bit of Hobonichi. I love that it's dated, so it's great for archiving. It's got a fairly resilient cover. I have the leather covers for these and I was using them. And it's great that you get the full page on the right for journaling and expanding. And it feels more like memory keeping, not just tracking. But for me, the downside was that bleed through. And I realized if I don't enjoy writing in it, I won't reach for it. So again, it led to inconsistency. And even though I love the layout, it didn't become my daily habit. So set that one aside. I did not reorder it. And that takes us to some lines a day. Now I did use this one between 2018 and 2022. I was quite consistent in it. I love that it still looks great almost a decade later. 8 years later, it took quite a beating. I traveled with it. I took it everywhere, but it still looks quite good. The elastic band is in great shape. This is an archive book. I'm keeping this one. And that's what brought me to reordering it. Now this one I have used. I started in 2026, start of the year. I bought it a couple of years ago and I just started using it again. Now this one does not have the grid lines. So if you're looking for grid lines, it won't have that for you. However, I like the durability feel of the cover. You can get different years for every 5 years, or different colors for every 5 years. The paper is thicker, so this takes you away from the Tomoe River paper, and it's quite smooth to write on. Very simple layout. It gives you the start of the year, so you just hand write in, and that's okay. It gives you a specific dedicated spot, unlike the Sterling ink where they have no mention for the years. And I don't mind writing it in or changing colors. So one year you might use all blue, one year you might use purple, etc. So there's no overthinking, just a few lines a day. And for myself, not having the grid lines, some people might not like that, but for me, it actually keeps things simple. And this is the biggest thing. It removes friction. So when something is easy, you actually do it. So this is going to be my 5-year memory keeper, and I'm going to use it differently though. This time, I'm not just using it randomly. I'm using it intentionally. I'm going to track 3 major wins for every day. So that's it. So over 5 years, I'll be able to flip back and actually see my growth. Launching a new project, maybe you might have health goals, maybe a career transition, anything you want to record. The 5 years is great because just like the other one I have, I can look back and see what happened on a certain day going back in time. And that's really the whole point of planning for me now. Not just what I did, but what mattered. So over the 5 years, I'll flip back and actually see my growth. Now at this point, I'm not just trying planners anymore. I'm building a life that actually works. And this is the tool I'm going to use to track over the next 5 years. Now I could put this in a cover. I have a number of covers from Hobonichi to Giulio. However, I like the hardcover. It's easy to travel with. It's quite resilient and it holds up very well. So if you've been struggling to stay consistent with planners, try simplifying instead of adding more. And if you found a system that actually works for you, I'd love to hear it, because I think we're all just trying to figure this out as we go. So for me, it's already proven consistent. It's low friction. I like the clean, sustainable habit, a few lines a day, and it aligns with my goal system. So I'd love to hear what you're using for your 5-year planning.